probably, the way we started the game. We got into a big hole right away. So, we got to do a lot better. Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably a compilation of things, and you get into things together, you get out of things together. We started flat, we got in a hole. Our defense wasn't very good, and they're a great team, but we have to be a lot better defensively, and it requires a lot more than what we did today. So, I share in that. That's my responsibility. I got to make sure we're ready to go.
I'm sure you guys thought you maybe should have beat them last week. Definitely could have beat them, probably should have beat them. When they come out the way they did and hit you guys so early and you didn't respond, does it sort of take some of the...
Well, the way the game started, that we actually started off okay defensively, and then we missed some, wide open shots, and then our intensity went away, and and we didn't play with the discipline that is necessary in terms of they collapse, they do a good job in the paint, and we got to make the right reads. We didn't do that, but it's hard, sometimes you're flat, and we got to get out of that, and you got to come with more intensity. You got to have more second, third, fourth effort type plays, and usually that's what gets you going. When you get some hustle plays, then you find a rhythm. But we didn't take anything away. They got what they wanted, and we knew they're a challenge because of the way they can put the ball on the floor and attack the paint. And so it's the individual on the ball, but it's also your teammates being in the right spot and understanding what we're trying to do collectively and how we have to support each other. So that's where we have to be a lot better.
When you talk about the intensity stuff, is part of that the shots not falling, guys?
Well, it's, and again, it's, we got in a big hole early, and then you're trying to dig out of the hole, and, they're a terrific team. And so, your effort, that's what you need. You need great effort on every play. You got to fight to win every possession against them. And so, if you have a lull where, there's 3 or 4 bad possessions, well, they can go on a run during that, and that's what they did, so, and they got away, and, they had a big lead, they got confidence when they're shooting the ball, and, a lot of it is seeing things early, a lot of it is communication, a lot of it's, effort, and we got to do better. Well, I think, you have to, there's so many variables that go into a schedule, and you'd have to look at, okay, where are the games being played and who is out and where are you in the schedule. So to make a blanket statement, yeah, we'd like to win them all, and so, I always have the belief that we can do better no matter what we do. And so when you fall short, you have to take a look and start with yourself and ask yourself what you could do better, and then you go from there. And so as a coach, that's what I have to do. As a player, that's what they have to do, and then we have to do it collectively. We got into this together. We got to get out of it together. Yeah, well, the thing is, it's a long season, so it doesn't change the way we should approach things in terms of focus on daily improvement. So obviously we, did not play well tonight. So what can we do better, and what do we have to fix first? And so you got Milwaukee, coming in, and so we got to get ourselves ready. There's, the disappointment of today, and then fix things tomorrow. And be ready when the ball goes up, because the games keep coming, and so it's a long season. The idea is to be playing your best at the end. There's going to be bumps in the road. How do we get through those things? Are we mentally tough when we face adversity, and can we grow? And that's where the focus has to be, on growing and getting better. And so, go ahead. Yeah, well, I think, like, the thing is like, and again, it's easy to make a blanket statement, but, yeah, well, the thing is there's also been, like, good wins, and how does it compare to the rest of the league? Like, if you're just judging teams on, 500, teams above 500, there's a lot that goes into it, and I think you could take a snippet out of any season and say, oh, well, this is, what it is, and then I think you wait to the end to know what it is, and I, so is it bad? Is it good? It could be better. Yeah. Do we want it to be better? Yeah. But the reality is, this is where our record is. We're third in the East. We'd like to be first. But we got to keep working. That's the bottom line.
Coach, in the game in OKC, Wiggins came off the bench and had a big fourth quarter with threes. Tonight it was Isaiah Joe coming off the bench. Are you seeing some pattern in terms of some of those type of players coming in there and your team not adjusting fast enough?
Well, the thing is, and again, it's reading the ball and they attacking the paint, and then where's our positioning to start? And then are we making the right reads on the ball? And are we seeing it early? Are we reacting early? Are we communicating early? And then are we, challenging the shot? And that's what I'm saying. It requires you to make a second, third, fourth effort. And everyone has to be tied together on that. And so that's where we are.